ABC.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard
Why would you
has
do
given
this?
birth to her first child. This is a picture with Blanchard, her partner, and their baby girl. Blanchard is the Missouri woman who killed her mother with the help of her boyfriend after years of abuse. Her mother
Years of
pretended
lies, not
Blanchard
abuse.
was chronically ill when she wasn't. She was released from
She
prison in
was
December
ill.
of 2023.
If anybody knows who this lady is, please tag her down below. Because she lied. She said of years of abuse and she wasn't abused. Gypsy Rose Blanchard was not abused. She had a chromosome disorder. This one right here. This one right here. And this is not Gypsy Rose. This is the poster child for that chromosome disorder. You can actually go look this chromosome disorder up and see all of the symptoms, which Gypsy had them, and check that out. What I don't like is that you brought yourself on this internet, and I'm a mom, and I'm pretty sure this woman here on the internet or ABC is a mom as well. How would you feel if your child unalived you for sausage only to villainize you and say that you were abusing them when you weren't? I want you to look up this chromosome disorder and look up the symptoms and see if it lines up with everything that Gypsy said that her mom was doing. And you might say, Nina, how do you know she really had this? Well, her dad admitted it. So let's watch it.
They had done some tests and found out she had a chromosome disorder that was causing all of her functions from developing, her digestive system and her muscular system.
The fact that you're coming on this internet or the news making these wild statements that a murderer told you is wild to me. To sit there and believe someone that unalived their mom is crazy. And the fact that the news is running with this, ABC, of all people, you should know better. This should not be happening. Y'all should not be on here spreading lies. Well, I mean, ABC does do that every day, but you wouldn't think that they would do it for some little girl, or not even a little girl, because she was 24 when she unalived her mom. But do it for someone that unalived their mom for sausage. Because that's what this girl did. She lied and said her mom had Munchausen by proxy, which she was never diagnosed for. Ever. Ever. Okay? And you can't diagnose a corpse. This girl comes out, trolls the internet. And I firmly believe last week, or whenever she had that baby, she knew about the hacking. Period. But the fact that y'all are praising a woman that murdered her mom, cheated on her husband, got pregnant by her side dude, used a man with disabilities that was collecting a permanent disability check, having a baby is wild. Like the news spreads this as news. What are we doing? This is 2025. I thought we was not praising criminals. And the fact that this woman came on the news and didn't do her research. Again, how many news anchors are going to not do their research? Anyways, Melissa Moore is perpetuating this situation. You know her dad is the happy face killer. This lady literally uses people that have committed crimes or victims or families of victims to make money. That's what she does for a living. Melissa Moore preys on people that have either unalived somebody or had a family member unalived. And her dad was the happy face unaliver that raped women and unalived them. And she still speaks to this man to this day. So you brought your good self here on this internet to perpetuate this situation for a woman that calls herself an investigative journalist. Because Melissa Moore is far, far, far from an investigative journalist. Because the fact that we, content creators here on the internet, can figure out what the truth is about Gypsy Rose Blanchard, and Melissa Moore cannot figure it out, and she has all the medical records, that lets you know she's not trying to figure it out. But what she hasn't done is investigated a damn thing. Melissa Moore is a scam artist, a con artist, a manipulator, a liar, a deceiver, just like Gypsy. The fact that she would say she wanted Gypsy to have a baby in order to keep a show going, knowing that the girl unalived her mom and that baby is not safe, is wild. Melissa Moore, you're an awful person. And I said what I said, and I will never take it back. The fact that you could just look in Melissa Moore's eyes. Well, let's look at that. This is Melissa Moore and her pappy, allegedly. Like father, like daughter. Except she grips off of people that have unalived someone or their victims' family members. Like, she literally preys on this type and calls herself an investigative journalist. Why don't you call yourself investigative fraud? Or let's just say fraud, because no investigative, no journalist, just a fraud and a scammer, right? Someone that preys on people. You preyed on Gypsy Rose, but she actually deserves that, so she gets what she gets. But I don't think that you should have the internet or the public praising her. Melissa Moore, when are you going to have some integrity? When are you going to have some integrity? Just a little, an ounce, just a quarter of integrity. In fact, it says, my serial killer father from prison sends me letters like this. Like, who would be proud to show you pictures of letters that your dad wrote that raped and unalived multiple women? Does that not seem like, I don't know, something's wrong? Like, at what point did you say to yourself, yeah, this is a good idea? Like, you didn't say to yourself, maybe this lacks a little bit of integrity or moral scruples. Maybe something ain't right with me if I'm just bragging about the letters that my dad wrote that's serving time for unaliving and raping women. No. I'm just going to go after anyone that unalives someone and gets out of prison or the victims' families. Yeah, that's a great way. I'll just make money off that. Is that what you tell yourself, Melissa Moore? Because the fact that that's what you do for a living, do you think when the big man upstairs comes to get you, he's going to take you to the place with the clouds and the bright light? Or do you think he's going to take you down there to the fire? I'm just asking. I'm asking for a friend. Like, where do you think he's taking you? Because not everybody that passes goes to heaven. I don't know if you know that, but I'm just saying. Your eyes look just like your daddy's. That makes me wonder who you are as a person. Melissa Moore, the fact that you were pandering to Gypsy Rose, the grifter, is sick. You're sick. You're sick. Like, Melissa, get your life together. You're a con artist, just like Gypsy Rose Blanchard. You are. Look at these demonic eyes that you have. That's probably something that you and Gypsy Rose Blanchard have in common, except yours doesn't roll. Okay? But the fact that you think it's okay for Gypsy Rose Blanchard to raise a baby, the girl that literally unalived her mom for sausage, to raise a baby. You're sick. You're sick. You're just as sick as your daddy, girl.